flagship show of Disney Plus ever since Disney Plus first launched has been Star Wars The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian show that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni put together. I've really enjoyed the show. I've really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. Every other Star Wars show that they've put out, aside from Andor, for different reasons, I haven't enjoyed as much as The Mandalorian. Obi-Wan was it was okay. It let down all my expectations. Book of Boba Fett, I didn't like at all. But I've been very, very much so looking forward to Mandalorian Season 3. So we had our premiere episode for Mandalorian Season 3 last night. And it was a good episode. I'm not going to sit here and be hyperbole. I'm not going to say it knocked my socks off. It was amazing. It wasn't amazing, but it was very good. It was a nice return to Mandalorian. It felt comfortable. I know a lot of people online have been saying this. It felt like going home, but it did kind of feel like going home. One thing that I will say that stuck out to me right away is the action. The action in the episode, because I won't give anything away of what's going on in the context of the beginning part of this episode, but we have this action sequence going on with this giant kind of dinosaur creature, and the minute that this dinosaur creature showed up in the show, I was like, this is why Mandalorian's awesome. And this is also definitely a favoritism of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows, because man, the effects on this show are phenomenal. This show, for a Disney Plus show, looks so good. Like, why couldn't we get this kind of stuff, this kind of quality and animatronic work mixed with CGI? It just looks amazing. Why couldn't we get this with Obi-Wan? Why didn't we get this with Book of Boba Fett? Book of Boba Fett had its moments with its creatures and its CGI and stuff like that, but man, none of these Star Wars shows have looked like The Mandalorian. And Mandalorian Season 3, as soon as it started, I felt that. I was like, we've been away from this show for so long, and I've now noticed the difference of just how well this show is put together compared to the other ones. So, yeah, action sequence to start off the show, right back into The Mandalorian. It was fantastic. Then we get to see Mando and Grogu again. Of course, Mando got Grogu back at the in like the middle, or I guess the end of Book of Boba Fett. I think they could have done a better job explaining this to people who didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. They kind of drop a line here and there about like, oh, well, he just kind of came back to me. It was fine. It worked. I know the story because of Book of Boba Fett. I was just kind of sitting there like, would people who didn't watch Book of Boba Fett know why Grogu is back? But I mean, this whole episode was like demonstrating why it was no surprise that they brought Grogu back, because Grogu had some of the best moments in this entire episode. He has not lost his cuteness one bit. He had some really fun moments. I loved this moment with the Babu Frick characters, which were one of the only good parts, in my opinion, of Rise of Skywalker, were these Boba Frick characters, and seeing them with Grogu and Grogu messing around with them. That was a lot of fun. The show is just fun. It hasn't lost any of its charm. It feels like season 2 was yesterday. I think we've been on like a 1.5 year hiatus for this show. I can't remember. But yeah, no, they came back with everything they got. It did not skip a beat. This was definitely a setup episode for the rest of the season. They set up some conflicts, some characters that are definitely going to come back around in the later half of, or maybe the end of the season. There's a mystery kind of setup at near the beginning of the episode that I'm very interested to see how they play out in live action. If you watch the Rebel show, which I watched little bit of the Rebel show, but I kind of knew what they were alluding to with this mystery aspect. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, as far as the first episode of Mandalorian Season 3 goes, I thought it was a very nice return to the universe, very nice return to these characters, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season has, because if they're anything like this episode was, I think we're in for another great season from The Mandalorian. Alright guys, I take that question on over to you. What did you think of The Mandalorian Season 3 premiere? Did you like it? Were you disappointed with it? Is it the best of the show so far, even though it's only one episode in? Comment down below, let me know all your thoughts and opinions on The Mandalorian Season 1 episode. And with all that out of the way, let's take a look at what you guys are saying about this.